Alright guys, what's up? MR.TwoSix checking back in. I got M and Speedy here on the ones and twos, ready to assist. And I have MazdaSpeed behind the camera. But she's gonna help too because today we are tackling the engine. Hence why we got the tent set up. So we get shade all day. Nice and cool. I'll still sweat, but that's okay. So what are we doing? Timing belt. MazdaSpeed Intake Cam. Radiator, Coolant Re-route, headers. I think that's it, but it's a lot of stuff to do, so let's get to it. So first things first, we're gonna drain the oil and drain the coolant. So here we go.
Get to it.
But it took forever to take this thing off, and we didn't get on video.
Alright guys, it was a long day today. We got a lot done, but there were some hurdles in getting some of these old hoses off because they were just over time, 20 something years of time, just freaking, I don't even know how to assimilate it, welded on, stuck. I don't know how you would call it, but it was just taking off some of these lines. Some of these rubber lines or silicone lines are just was terrible. So that took time. The header took time. That was probably 3 hours of our day just taking it out. That's what happens when you're lazy. We try to pull it out in one shot instead of two pieces. And yeah, it ended up costing us an additional 2 hours of work. So, whew. So we're gonna call it a quits today. We got the belts off. We got most of the hoses off that we're gonna be replacing anyways. I just had all the holes plugged up. Paper towels, just kind of have everything so nothing can get in. It's not gonna really do much, but yeah, so tomorrow's another day. This tent saved our ass. I actually wasn't that bad working on the car under the shade the whole day, and we had a fan going, so it was comfortable. Not like our usual heat exhaustion type deal. So, and it's a hot day. It's in the 90s. So we'll get back to it tomorrow. Hopefully get the new headers in, timing belt, cam, coolant reroute, radiator, and new hoses. Whew. Alright guys, see you tomorrow. Alright guys, so it's day 2. So now we're gonna take off the valve cover, work on the timing belt, take all this stuff off, and hopefully by the end of the day, coolant reroute will be in, radiator will be in, and the timing belt will be all done. So the only thing left would be left for tomorrow would be the headers. So let's get to it.
And me?
Okay, so we're replacing this. This is a gasket so it doesn't leak. And then this is a timing belt. Replacing this belt, and this is called a camshaft. So we're replacing this one. Alright guys, so that's it for day 2. Got a lot of stuff done, but ran into a hiccup. Got the MazdaSpeed Cam on, water pump on, the block off plate for the coolant reroute on. Making progress. Got hung up on the timing gear. Where is it? Ended up snapping. Ended up snapping it there. Luckily, I was lucky. Just got included in a WhatsApp chat of South Florida Miatas, and somebody locally had this. So I met up with them, picked it up. You know, thank you so much. My God, it's a lifesaver. So we're gonna go ahead and hopefully finish this tomorrow, as we have everything now just going back on the car. So definitely once we get the coolant reroute on, then the headers can go on, and then the rest of the timing stuff. So all right guys, on to day 3. Alright guys, so here we are, day 3. Whew, already got some stuff done. Got here as early as we could. Coolant reroute is on the back. Just got to run the radiator hose to the front. Got some of the radiator hoses, the lower one on. Going to go ahead and shove the headers in there now. Hopefully it's only in one piece, so it can only go in one way. So let's get to it. Hopefully we get this thing, I don't know, 85-95% done today. We'll see. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so this is it. Everything's back in. Not too happy that the headers stick out so far that they butt up against the intake, but I'll find a solution. But we got a car full of water, full of oil, everything put back together, I think. I guess we'll find out. And let's see, don't play with that. And I guess we will find out.
Okay.
Emma, watch out.
Just look under the pressure of the seat.
Yeah, so here we have pretty much everything done. So we'll start from, I guess, front to back. So Supermiata Radiator, which is a Crossflow Radiator, which has a higher cooling efficiency than your regular top-down style radiator. So that's that. The intake, as you can see, is the same one I had before, but I had to change the filter to this K&N one that has the angle. Is it hot? No, it's warm. In order to accommodate the headers, because the headers come up and then forward. So it's close, about an inch, probably less, but this is the only thing I found that would work without doing an elbow there. So next would be the coolant reroute, which actually pushes the whatever you use for coolant, water, coolant, whatever, actually pushes it through the entire block as Mazda engineered it to do, instead of just coming in through the bottom of the front and then coming out of the front of the engine. So the coolant reroute actually pushes the coolant through the entire block and then out the back and then into the radiator. So that's pretty much everything. Oh, one thing, the headers, there's no provision for the EGR, so you have to delete that. So I did that here. No check engine light so far. It's a $25 part, so I'll put links to everything in the description below. But let's see what this thing sounds like. I forgot to mention, we also did timing belt and MazdaSpeed Intake Cam. So that's everything. New spark plugs. So another thing to note, the exhaust rattled enough as it did without the headers, because it's hitting against that rear tie down on the passenger side. It rattles even more now with the headers. So I'm gonna In the comments of the exhaust video, some people were saying to use zip ties, so I'm gonna get, like, I think they're the stainless steel zip ties. I'm gonna get that, see if I can pull the exhaust away from that tie down to stop that rattling. But just a heads up.
And what about me? What about me too? I'm gonna hold it. Mommy, I wanna get in there. Me too, me too.
Me too, me too. Got the long rope. Really? Fell in.
No, something. Right there. Where's my spotter? Here. Yeah. My favorite spotter. This is my favorite spotter. You're gonna have a big one.
Once again, wifey to the rescue.
What's next? What's next?